In this video, I'm going to compare and contrast Ktuner version 1.2 and version 2. This video is going to be directed towards the new guys. Everyone was new to the aftermarket scene at some point. I'm still learning a lot of things every day. So hopefully I can clear a lot of things up for the guys who are new to the scene. So right now I have my version 1.2 married to my 10th gen, and then I have this one married to my 9th gen. So the second half of the video will be with the 9th gen SI. So this might seem like a silly thing to explain, but I've actually had well over a dozen people recently message me and ask me how to tune the car. Like, what is a Ktuner? What is a Honda Flash Pro? What is this tuning thing? So I'll tell you right now, the most simple way to put it is you buy one of these things or one of these things and you plug it into your OBD2 port of your car. You buy a tune and you load it up to the car and it makes it faster. So I'll show you guys where this one goes right now, and we'll talk about the version 1.2. Okay, so where it goes, you walk into your car, and in the driver's side footwell, you're going to see this plug right here. You take your version 1.2, and you plug it in just like that. You can see how the lights are flashing now. So what that is going to do is it's going to piggyback onto your car's ECU, which is located in the engine bay, and it's going to alter the boost, the air to fuel ratio, all these other things that tuners handle that I don't even completely understand, and it's going to make your car faster. And I say that with certainty because no one's buying one of these to make their car slower. Okay, let's talk about pricing and availability. Ktuner version 1.2 retails for $449, and you can buy it pretty much anywhere. Ktuner version 2 retails at $649, and that's brand new. Rarely do I see those go on sale. I think maybe on Black Friday they might go down a little bit, but I wouldn't wait around for sales because you're not going to save that much money. Now, pay attention. There are pretty much two tunes that everyone uses for these 10th gen Civics. One is the TSP Stage 1 tune. TSP has been around for a couple of years. It was created by a very well-known and popular tuner in the Honda community named Derek Robinson. Hell of a tune. I drove with it for a few months before the second one came out, called Fearable Stage 1.5. And I think Stage 1.5 is because it's a 1.5. It's kind of a pun. Well, it's awesome and I love it. It was created by John Vega from Fearable, and he actually has been tuning Hondas for a very long time. And just recently got into the turbo Hondas. So I've raced with both of them. I have a total of almost 16,000 miles on the car, but I will compare both of those tunes very soon. Okay, so the second half of pricing and availability is the used market. Personally, I would not buy one of these used. I bought my first Ktuner version 2 used, and you guys need to be careful because what a lot of people do is they try to sell their Ktuners with their tunes included, like with their TSP Stage 1 or with their Fearable tune included. You need to make sure that the tune is actually going to work on your car before you go and, buy what you think is going to be a deal. I bought my Ktuner version 2 used for $525, and the guy who sent me his TSP Stage 1 tune with it, it was for a pre-2020 SI. So if you look at this chart on the screen taken from Ktuner's website, so you can clearly see that 2017 and 18 have their own ECU, 2019 has its own, and then 2020 has its own ECU straight from Honda. So if you are going to buy it used, you need to make sure that the tune is going to work with your year of your car. So please be careful, don't get ripped off. So basically why I just told you guys all that is because when I purchased my Ktuner used, the seller advertised that, hey, I am also throwing in my TSP Stage 1 tune. When I got the TSP Stage 1 tune from him, he emailed it to me. It was for like a 2018 or 2019 SI. So it was not compatible with my 2020 SI. Therefore, I had to go onto Two Step Performance's website and purchase the tune anyway. So I ended up spending the same amount of money that it would have cost me to go to twostepperformance.com and buy a brand new Ktuner with their TSP Stage 1 tune included with my purchase, and I would have had something new. So just be careful. If you buy it from Fearable.net, MAPerformance.com, or twostepperformance.com, you will get their professionally calibrated tunes for free with your purchase. So if you want the tune that I run on my car, which is Fearable Stage 1.5, and you don't have a Ktuner yet, you can get the Ktuner version 2 plus the tune for a total of $649. It's good deal. Here are the things I like about the version 1.2. It costs less, okay? $449. And the second thing I like about it is that it has a small footprint. Well, actually, you can't see it at all. Unless you're gonna get under the car and look. You're not gonna be able to see it. And that is important because my first version 2 was stolen out of my car. Because where does it sit? It's gonna sit like right there. Some people put them right here. Some people put them right there, right in front of the shifter. But I like to put mine right here. Unfortunately, that was enough of an incentive for someone to enter my vehicle and steal a bunch of stuff, but that's another story. And lastly, with the version 1.2, the thing I don't like about it is obviously that it doesn't have a screen, but furthermore, you have to download this thing called Honda Hack in order to run the Ktuner View app from Ktuner on your head unit. And I'll show you guys a little bit what that looks like. Okay, so once the car is turned on, hit Ktuner View. You have all these different parameters right here that you can change if you hold your finger down. And see, that's a problem. It's pretty unresponsive. Personally, I do not like this, and I can't wait to get this Ktuner version 1.2 uninstalled from my vehicle so I can erase Honda Hack. I just don't like what it does with my head unit. It makes everything really slow and glitchy, and it freezes up on me. But some people report to not have any problems at all. But there's some more features. You can record data logs, you can change the colors, you can switch the layout. You have all these different layouts, but I like the one that I use, so I'm gonna stick with that. Okay, so moving on. Now I'm gonna show you guys what it's like to have the version 2 in your car, and we'll talk about the pros and cons. So the version 2 has a cable that you plug in right here. And then here is your wonderful window mount. Put it on just like that. So Ktuner version 2 is gonna be a little less exciting in this car as opposed to that car because there's no boost in this one. Wow. It's so hot here in Northern California. It says it's 99 degrees out. So immediately everything's at 104 degrees. All right, let's go for a little drive and end this video with the pros and cons of Ktuner version 2. I'll tell you right off the bat, there are not really many cons. It's mostly me just picking to try and make a full comparison. Let's just get the con out of the way. In this car right here, yes, I could have positioned this better. I just threw it in here just to get the video going. It's basically begging a thief to come in and steal your Ktuner. That's basically the only thing I don't like about Ktuner version 2. Let's go on to the good stuff. Good stuff, obviously you have the screen right here. That's incredibly convenient. Once I get my touchscreen head unit in here, I can have whatever I want to have on this screen, you know, the GPS or music or whatever's going on, and then have this totally separate. I think that's the way it should be. I think if you are modifying your car and you're gearing it towards performance, whether it's just you're focusing on straight line or track focus or whatever, having a standalone display for your temperatures and your not count, not control, battery voltage, whatever you want to look at, boost pressure, I think that just makes so much more sense. So I love Ktuner version 2. So a couple more great things about Ktuner version 2 is you can have all of your stuff, you can have all of your tunes loaded up on here, which I don't know why you'd have more than 1 or 2 tunes, but you can have them all loaded up here. You have up to 5 slots. So what I'm gonna do when I marry this to my 10th gen in a couple days is I'm going to have TSP stage 1 and Fearable stage 1.5 both available on the Ktuner version 2. That means once I load those up to the Ktuner and bring it out and connect it to the car, I will not have to use my laptop or a desktop, whatever, until I go to get rid of the Ktuner. And there are also a bunch of other little neat features that the Ktuner version 2 has. You have a bunch of little LED lights right here that you can program to, let's say I want it to flash at me if my engine coolant gets over like 190. It's at 186 right now, you know. So if my engine coolant gets over 190, it'll flash at me. Or if my knot count hits 5, it'll flash at me or something like that. So that is pretty cool. Once I put this on my 10th gen, I'm going to do an in-depth video on the version 2 and all of its features. But anyway, that's pretty much those are pretty much the basic things that you need to know about Ktuner version 1.2 and version 2. My goal for this video was to create the video that I would have wanted to see when I first got this car and I was, you know, learning about tuning and what it does to your car and all that type of stuff. And as for my personal recommendation, I think it's pretty clear that I prefer the version 2. I just actually gave away my version 1.2, so I will be using this with my 10th gen going forward. And then just to update you guys on what's going on, I will be getting a Honda Flash Pro for the 9th gens because I found a tuner and he uses Honda Flash Pro. So I'm going to get a Flash Pro. As much as I would like to use the Ktuner version 2 with this as well, people just go with Honda Flash Pro for the older Civics. So it's just the way it is. So one last thing, I'm sure there are going to be more questions in this video, or I'm sure there's going to be things that I missed. So I will write a comment in the comment section down below, and I will update it with answers to the questions that people ask as I go. So I'm sure after a week or two, it'll be a pretty lengthy comment. But anyway, that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching, as always. I hope I helped out someone who's interested in tuning their car, and I'll see you next time. Okay, can you put those glasses on again? I want to see what those look like.
My utility glasses.
Oh, speaking. Hey, listen. Speaking of spending a lot of money on shit, I just posted a new video. I was like messing with the 9th gen this morning, and the guys said in the comments that I should let you drive the 10th gen.
That's what I've been fucking saying! Oh, so now because the guy said it, you should record this. I've been saying that. But
so you want to
I'll drive your car, you can drive the ghost car.
The ghost car? Baby, we can't joke about that. We have to be respectful. If someone did die in there and I have a permanent passenger, we have to be respectful.
I'm not being disrespectful.
Okay, well, calling it the ghost car, they may not like that.
It's a ghost car. You have a buddy in there.
Or buddies, I don't know. If you want to drive the new car, then
yeah, let's get that fucking wrap off of it.
I'll have to teach you. It's not so much like it's
Can
listen.
I push the car?
Huh?
Can I push it?
What do you mean?
Can I like take off in one and shift gears like crazy?
You can.
I can beat on it a bit?
Well, yes, but I have to teach you how to, because on a turbo car, okay. Now listen to me. Just listen to me real quick. There have been people that have been blowing their engines.
Yeah.
Okay? I want to teach you how to safely beat on it, I guess you could say. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Honda has been quoting people $10,000 to $12,000 to replace the engine. Yeah, and I don't have that. You take this thing and you plug it into your OBD2. So you take this. It's so fuck.